The sacred discomfort of awakening. There are rare moments in life when something invisible begins to move inside you. It is not a thought. It is not an ordinary emotion. It is a quiet disturbance, as if reality itself is trying to wake you up. Ancient spiritual traditions often said that awakening does not begin with light. It begins with confusion. The body feels it first. A strange restlessness, a rising inner heat, a subtle sense that something is no longer in place. Maybe this is not anxiety. Maybe this is consciousness expanding. But why does expansion hurt? Because what you call yourself may not be who you truly are. And when that realization begins, everything inside you starts to shift. The illusion of identity. Philosopher Alan Watts suggested that human suffering often comes from the belief that we are separate from the flow of existence. But when this illusion begins to crack, your entire system goes into alert mode. The ego tries to hold the story together. Staitasame, don't question, don't move, and the body reacts as if it were protecting an ancient survival pattern. Every expansion of awareness begins when you dare to question the role you've been playing. But what happens when that questioning becomes too deep to ignore? You step into the unknown within, the inner abyss, and the call of the shadow. Psychiatrist Carl Jung spoke about the encounter with the shadow. In ancient psychology and shamanic traditions, this was known as the descent into the underworld, not a physical place, but a psychological state. A space where certainty dissolves, where old versions of you begin to fade away. Physical discomfort appears because the organism cannot immediately tell whether this is danger or awakening. Maybe you are not lost. Maybe you are crossing an inner threshold. But every threshold demands courage, because on the other side, you will never be the same again. The symbolic death that sets you free. Ancient initiation rites were very clear. To be reborn, you must first die symbolically. Warriors, shamans, seekers, all pass through moments of inner collapse. Fear, trembling, disorientation. Today, this ritual happens inside the modern mind. When a profound truth appears, it begins to dismantle your old psychological structure. If your inner world feels like it is falling apart, it may actually be rebuilding itself in silence. But how do you move through this without running away? There is a spiritual secret here: surrendering to the flow of existence. Alan Watts often taught that suffering grows when we try to control life's natural movement. Awakening begins when we stop resisting the current. When you allow yourself to feel discomfort without immediately labeling or escaping it, something changes. The energy once called fear turns into presence. Do not fight transformation. Learn to move with it, because this movement is taking you somewhere greater than the identity you once believed was permanent. Expansion of consciousness and the emergence of a new self. There comes a moment when the discomfort begins to soften, not because the truth disappeared, but because you became larger than the fear. The old identity dissolves. A wider perception emerges. You begin to sense that you were always part of something vast. In ancient psychological traditions, this was called returning to unity. The fear you feel today may simply be the universe expanding within you. The discomfort may be the sound of your soul growing, and perhaps awakening is not about finding answers. Perhaps it is about having the courage to become the mystery itself.